Ready?
Welcome to Rhythm and Pixels, a video game music podcast. This is episode 18-6, and we are your hosts. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
Every week we hang out and listen to great video game music of the past and the present, all consoles, all generations. We have a good time doing it.
Yes, we do. Even when we come in at odd situations, like today I was running a little bit behind.
A little bit.
Because I went to the dentist today.
Yeah, so tell oh, hold on. Tell me about the dentist. Let me turn this music down. Tell me about the dentist.
Well, first of all, I stand by my belief that they have a sadistic tendency to them. I think it's almost a natural born trait that they'd have to have in order for them to be successful. Though this dentist took mercy on me and he numbed my mouth, but he really numbed it, so the entire right side of my face was numb. Got home, didn't want to really do anything because I couldn't eat anything. And fun discovery that most of the world probably already knows, when your tongue is numb, you can't taste anything. I never realized that was a factor, but it's true.
Oops. Hi. So...
What the hell? So,
I mean, like, that's like something you don't think about until like you're in it. Where it's like, okay, I went to the dentist. Okay, now I have this pizza. Okay, where's the pizza?
I was eating fruit snacks.
Fruit snacks.
I was eating fruit snacks. Like, where's the fruit? I can't taste anything. It was driving me nuts. And then I was like, I was supposed to go to the gym at the last minute because I was already frustrated from having nothing in my mouth since like 11 a.m. No food or anything. And then I got out of there and went to like an overcrowded Wawa with a busted knee. And then we got here and we started interacting with our cool friends and listeners in the chat. And time got away from us. But here we are, me in my dirty shirt and you with your clean hoodie.
Yeah, it's very clean. I did have it just dry cleaned.
Also, I barely touched it, but I still need to mention it today on the show. There's a game that just came out today called Gato Roboto.
That looks awesome.
It is awesome.
So Gato Roboto is like it looks like not even old school style. It's
like Metroid.
It's like Metroid, but it's black and white, and you're a cat inside a giant mech suit.
But first you're just the cat.
But sometimes you have to jump out of the mech suit to do things. It looks awesome.
It really is. Like,
it looks great.
And it's funny because like what's going on is like the guy that pilots the ship is stuck in the ship and he's slowly dying because he's trapped and he's like under rubble. So the cat runs off to try to figure out how to get him off, get him out of the ship and save the day.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's just weird how like you have to get to the mech to fight things, but if you're out of the mech, you die in one hit. So you have to know when to get in the mech and out. And at first, the cat hates water, but you force him into the water, and he gets used to it.
Oh, that's cute.
But then what ends up being funny is the fact that the cat can get in the water, but the mech can't. So, and it just ends up being a lot of fun movement and running around. It's a great game. And one more game to mention on the show. I like mentioning games that aren't popular because they deserve to get noticed. I reviewed a game called Super Cane Magic Zero. Yes, it's a dumb name for a game, but I'm going to tell you something. This game is hilarious.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, a comedian actually was involved in the writing of it too.
Oh, okay.
So it's like dumb funny. Like you look at something, you read the comment, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and then you start laughing because stupid can be funny. But it's like a Diablo-esque game, but you're trying to find the 6 wizards of Pop-Tarts to stop a magic dog from making it rain meteor canines and chocolate moons on the planet.
Oh, we have to play this.
Is really
we have to
dopey.
Play this. Yeah.
You're fighting weartables.
Or do you mean dope? Oh, weartables.
Yeah, like what is that? What do you think of when you hear weartables?
Like Lunchables?
No, but it's close.
I'm like, this is like the level of jokes that we're going to be on. Right?
I thought it was wear tables, like actual furniture,
people
running around, eating you, biting you, turning you into like upholstery. But instead, it's actually like wear vegetables, but they call them weartables.
Oh, that's
so you have like giant onions with mallets trying to kill you. And
there needs to be more sentient vegetables in video games, like was it Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom.
Yeah, we need more love like that.
I mean, they tried with Plants vs. Zombies, but I mean, there was too many zombies as opposed to the number of plants that you could have in the game.
But then the Warfare version came up and it made me just wish that was like an actual single-player game.
But nobody listens to old Rob.
No, they don't.
All right, so before we get started, we need to let our listeners know that this is a Patreon exclusive recorded live show. So it's a regular show, but for our Patreon members, and you can go to patreon.com/
Rhythm and Patreon.
patreon.com/rhythm and pixels, and you can support us there. And you get access once a month to us recording the show live. We do it it's about every Thursday. But yeah, it's pretty great. People hang out in the chat. We make jokes. We say hello. We talk about our lives. We share stories, and it's the best.
Sometimes we even make those stories up. Usually the ones that involve wizards and pixies.
But the dentist story was all real.
Actually, unfortunately, yes, it was. In fact, my face is only just now really starting to denumbify.
Yeah, I'm impressed that you're like pulling through here.
Trust me, I'm glad it's numbing. It's coming down because I don't want to drool over here like.
I don't want to come back down from this mouth.
That's pretty much where I would be. Drool over the floor. The dog would be jealous.
So we also should talk about our live schedule for 2019. It's the Robin Purnell super tour bus. Not really.
That is, we don't even have a bus.
We have a car.
You know how much gas that would take?
It would be the Impala. We'll jump in the Impala.
We jump in the OK Impala.
Jump in the OK Impala. All right, so June 21st, you can catch us at Too Many Games. That's the video game expo at the
Oaks, Pennsylvania,
at the Greater Philadelphia Convention Center.
Which is nowhere near Philadelphia.
We're nowhere near Philadelphia. It actually feels like when you're driving there, you're in the middle of nowhere. But you get there, and it's probably the coolest video game convention I've been to.
I love it.
It's gotten bigger, but it still feels like small.
Yeah, basically it's PAX but homelier and smaller.
If anyone in the chat has been to MagFest and been to the arcade at MagFest, imagine that level of arcade, a bit smaller. But it's good. It's really good.
It's a nice convention.
So
if you're near, you should go.
So we'll be there Friday night, which is June 21st, Friday night at 7:30 p.m. in panel room 2. And we'll be goofing off and getting silly because it's a nighttime show, and it's the first night of the con, which is pretty great. All right, and then in July 20th, you can catch us at the Philly Podcast Festival somewhere on Market Street. We'll just be hanging out, talking to some crazy people.
Still trying to come up with a wacky topic.
Yeah, so July 20th, Saturday at 4 p.m.
It just hit me.
Are you able to make it?
No, not that. I'll figure it out. The topic can be something related to like partying or beers.
Okay, I like that. Party music.
Yes.
We have Party music part 2.
Yeah,
I like it.
Part two.
No
one's ever done that before, ever.
And then the following Saturday, the 27th, is BitGen, which I think you're like driving across country just to get to.
Oh yeah, BitGen Gamerfest.
BitGen Gamerfest in Baltimore at the Auto Bar, right? Auto Bar.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see the likes of probably Chris Baines, maybe Chris Baines. It'd be kind of cool. I know Steel Samurai will be there. Wazdy, Austin Green is going to be there, kicking out solid.
There will be
jams.
A lot of Master Sword. I think is playing this year.
Yeah, Master Sword. Yeah.
There's a lot of bands basically. And they got a number of new ones that never played there before too. It's 2 floors.
Mm-hmm.
And each floor, one floor has like constant bands playing, and the other floor has like a constant DJs flowing in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got music on both floors. They have like a free play arcade. Though fair warning, if you're my height, you're not going into the free play arcade.
Super low ceiling, on a second floor that shouldn't be a second floor.
Yeah, it's good for normal people, but if you're me, forget it. Forget it.
Well, we have exceptionally tall listeners. We've done a poll. Facebook analytics have come through, and all of our listeners are over 6'5".
That's not.
So good on you guys. I'm really proud of you. Keep growing.
That is not true. See, now I'm asking Karen, we really should do a poll. How tall are all of our listeners?
How tall are the listeners? Yeah, write us in rhythmandpixels@hotmail.com. Yes, we still use Hotmail.
Well, because it's hot. It hasn't cooled off yet.
I'm too cheap to get email attached to our domain.
Who needs it?
Who needs it? So this topic is just suggested music from our Patreon subscribers and anything that we like. That sound about right?
I guess, because I don't know what I like yet. I just know I'm here for the lulls.
Yeah.
As we've had some really good picks this episode.
So
and a couple from games I've never played.
And I'm here for the paycheck.
All 5 nickels.
Oh, also, I see our Patreon members in the chat right now. I want to give a shout out to Mix6 Master, John Jackal. He was just on a recent episode of another VGM podcast, the sister podcast to us, the VG Embassy, starring Ed Wilson, and he did a whole episode with John Jackal about bowling.
And I just keep
really
wanting to say, I keep wanting to say John Jingleheimer Schmidt.
And I'm sure he loves that.
And I apologize because I wagered that it's one of those where it's like, it comes out, but it's not offensive, but at the same time, it's almost like, I figure it's the equivalent of like, how tall are you, Purnell? Do you play basketball? Do you ever hit your head on things? How thin is the oxygen up there? Do you feel the rain first when it's coming down? Oh my God, it's snowing. Let's just ask Purnell. He's a gargantuan male.
Do you just like walk in a room and say, I am Groot?
I am gargantuan.
I am Purnell. Well, let's get the show started, shall we?
Let's do the dance.
Let's do that. All right, so I'm going to start with a track. I'm going to start with a track from Chris Murray. This is Everybody's Golf from the game New Everybody's Golf.
Even mine?
Which I'm pretty sure is the translation. He can correct me. I know he's in the chat room. This is for the PlayStation 4. I could not find a composer because I am bad at that. So this is Everybody's Golf from the game New Everybody's Golf. For the PlayStation 4, composer is unknown. You're listening to Versus Golf from the game New Everybody's Golf for the PlayStation 4. Composer is unknown. And what game should people not play for now?
So there's a part in this track that goes
yeah. I like
and
that.
it reminded me of something, and it took me a while, but I remembered. It's the track that's played when you level up the card in the game Monster Mon Piece. That exact same riff plays. Though obviously with a little bit of stuff here and there, but no one on this listening to the show should ever play it because it's awkward. It's an awkward game, but it's that track.
I'm judging you.
You should judge me.
I am.
I judged myself for playing it. But this music track is really good. And fun fact, Everybody's Golf, also known as Hot Shots Golf for those that are classic only, it is a golfing franchise that it's one of the only golfing franchises that I will gladly play whenever. It's up there with the Camelot Mario golf games and Power Golf on the TurboGrafx. Yeah. And that it's a little ridiculous in the form of some of the clubs you can get. Also, Pangea. Pangea is a freaking great golf series. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The music in these games is very good, as you can clearly tell.
Yeah.
It is a main draw to me playing them at all. And with this version of Everybody's Golf, they did something a little more different than I remember than they used to do, which is that you, if I remember correctly, you actually traverse the golf courses like physically.
Oh,
it's not just, now you're at this hole. Now it's let's go to the course, like on the car.
So you take a shot, and then you walk, and then you take a shot again.
Just take a shot and end it. Seinfeld reference.
Anyway, so it's like you actually walk to where your ball is.
No, I'm not gonna go that far because for all I know, I might be wrong on that part. But I mean, like as far as like just the course as a whole, like if you're not running a hole, like a set of holes, you are actually exploring the golf courses and walking around and like talking to other characters and stuff. And there's like an online mode you can play with other people.
Okay, that's cool.
Honestly, it's a good evolution of golf, and I need to play more of it. It's just sitting on my shelf at home.
Well, I wasn't expecting such like an upbeat tune. Usually with golf games, it's like kind of like jazzy or a little more mellow. I think of what's the Neo Geo one? It's like Power Shots.
Neo Masters.
Neo Turf Masters. Like that one's a little more higher energy, but it's still super jazzy.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, there's elements of this track that like Chris Murray himself said he finds this to be a very golfy track, and I can definitely hear that too. There's elements of it that feel golfy. But then, like I said, there's the rocky parts are a little bit more unexpected.
You gotta say something about this track, right?
It better not be a diss.
And it's not a diss. It's gonna sound like a diss. It's not a diss. Have you ever watched like a home improvement like show like on HGTV?
Yes.
Where it's like
where they fix up your house and the taxes are so high you get locked out of it.
Rob and Purnell are looking to upgrade their bathrooms, and so such and such come in, and they're like,
yes!
"Hey!" And then there's like a montage of like people like tearing up the bathroom.
What they
and,
don't know is that we're going to take a sledgehammer and we're going to smash out this entire wall.
This sounds like the music they play behind those montages.
Oh, gee.
They have a hammer, and like people are like.
So what we're going to do here is Samus and I are going to go to SR388, and we're going to remodel the planet. You see this area here, these bubble-like rocks? They're a very appalling look. They're nice for the game, but not great for the home. So what we're going to do is we're going to deflate all these bubbles. And then we're going to replace them with a nice base of stucco and some vinyl siding. Give the planet a nice homely look.
We're going to give that open floor plan that Samus really needs. You know what? Let's get to work.
Start shooting missiles at all the walls. Oh my god.
Oh my god. All right, so yeah, great pick, Chris. Thank you for the pick.
This is a really good track.
I really like it. All right, Pernell, what did you pick?
Well, now I'm just mentally locked into the idea of running around a planet launching missiles at the walls to remodel it.
That's a good idea for a game.
I would play it.
Yeah, I'll play that too.
Well, first track I'm going to go with is from listener. Actually, we'll go start earlier. We'll go back to my man Mixix Master.
Okay.
He picked a track from a game that has actually been on my mind quite a bit lately, yet I haven't played it since the 80s. And that game is Jackal from the NES. Track is referring to stages 2 and 5 and is composed by Atsushi Fujio and Shinya. welcome back. You're listening to Stages 2 and 5. The theme from said stages from the game Jackal on the NES, composed by Atsushi, Fujio, and Shinya Sakamoto, submitted by listener Mixix Master. And suffice to say, this track is a beastly jam.
This is so good.
This is one of those tracks where when I listened to it to determine if I wanted to pick it for the show or not, I listened to it in a loop like 5 times before I was like, you know what, I think I want to pick it.
Okay, there's like 3 or 4 parts to this one song. For this part. Incredible. But like there's like 3 or 4 parts to the song, and it does that thing that like when it loops, it sounds completely different. Like the second loop sounds different from the first. Like it's like suddenly, I don't know, like the chord progression like makes you focus more on like on the bass sound onto the second loop, so it sounds like a completely different part. Oh, that's so good.
And there's something
really clever,
about
really clever.
Like this reminds me, I guess I don't think this was one of the Ultra Games label titles, though. I think it's the same like. No, yeah, I think it's the same company overall. Same company,
but
Konami.
But I think it was a official Konami.
Yeah, this wasn't Ultra Games, right? But like it has that same vibe of sound because like I listen to this and for some reason I think about Roller Games. So I mean, in fact, I want to go look up and see if Roller Games was done by the same people or not. It might have been, like musically, I mean.
So the NES had some quirks with the sample channel and with the triangle channel, right? So if you crush samples down, and it can only play back samples at 2 bits, like not even 8-bit, that'd be 2 bits. It can never really get that loud because it was crushed so hard. So a lot of the drums always sound kind of crunchy and kind of quiet. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the bass channel, the triangle wave.
Yes.
Like every other channel, like all the pulse wave channels, you can control the volume and make things like kind of echo or kind of fade out. You couldn't do that with the triangle wave. It just played. So you couldn't make it louder, you couldn't make it quieter. So in order to make NES tracks sounded more balanced, and you can hear this in a lot of Tim Fallon music. Mm-hmm. I'm getting way too nerdy here, but he would
Tell us more, Robert.
Well, he would lower
teasing you.
In this track too, they would lower the volume of the other channels so that everything else sounded louder. So if you put in like say Battletoads or whatever, or Solstice.
Don't put in Battletoads, by the way.
Put in Battletoads. Don't listen to it. You would think that the game was too quiet, and you would just turn up the volume overall, and then it would be like, oh, well, the bass sounds louder in this because you turned up the volume overall.
Oh, okay.
But the reality is they just turned everything else down. In this track, it sounds like the bass is a lot louder, but that's because the volume of the other channels are lower. But it sounds like a cleaner mix. It's fuller. It sounds balanced. This track is awesome.
It is a beautiful
jam. Cool. Oh, it's so good.
So Mixix Master said, this is a brief testimony, but he still said, I want to read it. He goes, my brother and I used to play this game all the time, and we ended up beating it, which we were ecstatic about when we did.
Wait. He beat it 2-player?
Yeah,
that's
which is
impressive.
A beast in itself.
Yeah, wow.
This track is so awesome. It is one of those games where I played it very seriously, and this track set the tone for that experience. That is awesome. And he also asked in the chat if we ourselves had ever played this game before.
Yes.
You've played this heavily?
I played this a whole lot when I was a kid with my brother, which is why I'm like, oh, okay, that's impressive that you could beat it with somebody, because like one player, it's still hard, but like you can drive like you're driving your Jeep like in all these different directions and it's overhead, but you can only shoot up.
But you couldn't. I totally forgot. You couldn't aim the gun.
I don't think so. I
guess it makes sense that you couldn't because there was no real controller option to do that.
No, I think it was you can only shoot in the direction you were driving. So,
that makes sense.
And then when you scrolled the screen up, it couldn't go back, and it was always scrolling up.
Ah, okay.
So like so you would get people like I was driving and I got my brother caught behind a wall, we'd have to reset the whole game.
And in my case,
it was an amazing game.
I played a little bit of it, like I used to play like friends' copies. I never owned it, so I played a little bit. However, what I will say, and this goes directly out to Mixix Master, is if you have Steam, or I want to say it was on the PS3, there are 2 games you really need to look into if you like Jackal. One is called Renegade Ops. It is on the PS3, and I think 360 has it too. But it is truly intended to be a Jackal successor in spirit and mechanics. I don't think it's the same studio, but it doesn't matter. The game is awesome as the dickens.
What's it called again?
Renegade Ops.
Renegade
Ops. My
Ops.
friend Mike, listener Mike, and I played through the entire game. The entire game in co-op, and it was amazing to do. And there's a follow-up game. I actually reviewed it like a month or 2 ago. And it's on Steam. It's called Bugs Must Die. It is another game that is designed by a completely unrelated studio, but they designed it to be a successor to Jackal. And I'm going to tell you right now, They did a really good job.
Oh, that's so cool. I love seeing like some of these classic mechanics come back and like refined and then like kind of done again in a more modern style or with modern hardware.
Like imagine Jackal, but you could actually customize your loadout with stuff you earn throughout the game.
I like that.
And there's like sub missions you can take on in the levels you go to. So you might find a base you can find a secret entrance to, blast it open and go in. There's a secret boss in there you have to fight. This game does all that kind of stuff.
That sounds awesome.
It's really good. And honestly, to hear like this Jackal submission, both in excellent sound execution and just the name itself, given my recent obsession with returning to this style of gameplay, which I feel is extremely appreciated or under touched, it does something to me. It's good. It's good, and this was a stellar suggestion, man.
Yeah, good suggestion. Mix Master. All right, so we're going to our next track. This is from Stephen Miller, and I love this. I love the music from this game. This is from NieR Automata, or Automata, and this is hacking number 16. So all of the hacking parts of the game are actually like song music from the game, but then like done in like kind of an 8-bit chippy style, so that when you go into the hacking mini game, like it goes seamlessly, which I think is super clever. I really need to play this game. This is
co-op it.
Hacking number 16, Weight of the World, and I think Weight of the World is a theme of the game. This is from the game NieR Automata, composed by Keiichi Okabe. This is The Weight of the World, hacking number 16 from the game NieR Automata, composed by Keiichi Okabe and chosen by Stephen Miller. And Stephen Miller would like to say, I am a huge fan of how, during the hacking minigame of NieR Automata, the music sort of transforms into a chiptune version of whatever song is playing at the time. This one in particular plays near the end of the game, and is a chiptune version of the main vocal melody that plays throughout the game. It doesn't mean as much without context, but I still feel this version sounds pretty good. I hope you enjoy. I enjoy.
Spoiler alert! We enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. I do know that there's actually a lot of spoilers within the music, in the context of the music.
Well, honestly, I feel like we need to play it to get the spoiler here, because as I listen to this, don't get me wrong, as amazing as this sounds, I am hard pressed to figure out the vibe I'm supposed to get for hacking a robot or hacking a door to this tune, because I don't feel pressure. I feel relaxed. Like I want to take my sweet time hacking.
I don't think it's always supposed to be pressure. I feel like because there's a lot of like really like thematic lyrical music that plays throughout the game, even during like action sequences. Mm-hmm. And so like during an action sequence, you would go into this separate mode and it would actually like fade into the separate mode, but the music continues, but it plays this version of the song instead of like the actual version. Mm-hmm. And actually a lot of the music in NieR Automata, as I understand it, is what's the word? It's like pieced together. So like you move into like one section and like it swells and then like there's vocals, and you move into another section and it kind of calms down and there's less instrumentation. It's pretty cool. It's something I really want to try playing. I did hear that to really get the full story and effect of the game, you have to play it multiple times.
Endings. There's like alphabetized endings.
Yeah, because you play through all the different character stories and they kind of go back on top of each other and intertwine.
I feel like I want to. This is one of those games where I could, if I just went home and said, I'm going to play you, I could just pop it in.
You're probably like, Rob, I didn't sleep for 2 days. I finished the game.
Oh, that happened. Yeah, that happened last night, actually.
Oh, what'd you play?
Fun fact, why I'm still really out of sorts. Mm-hmm. So, I got a review code for the game Slay the Spire.
Slay the Spire.
Which is a game that numerous listeners, most particularly Stephen Miller.
Yeah, I saw you post about it on Facebook, and I was like, what's Slay the Spire? I don't know. I got to get back to work.
Slay the Spire, like, I wanted to play it, and I was waiting for it to come to console, and it finally did. And I decided to give it a shot during this run. And I just wanted originally to start out to see what is this game like before, going to bed and putting more time to like on Sunday or something. But I didn't get to bed till 2 a.m. I played it for like 5 hours straight. And it's a very simple game. You are a guy or a woman, depending on what character you pick at the start.
Okay.
And you are trying to ascend a tower. You pick a location that you want, a path you want to start on, and you just go up. In each room in the tower can be a monster, a merchant, or a random event. Like think like a D&D. You've come across a chest, but there's a tentacle sticking out. That sort of thing.
Okay.
And battles are done with cards. You have a deck of cards. Starts out really small.
It's like
the cards have different effects.
It's like a deck builder.
Sort of,
like
but
a deck building like.
But don't
board game?
think of like a deck builder like it's like Yu-Gi-Oh, where you already have like 40 cards and like crap, I gotta shed
but
cards.
Like a deck builder, like
think like Aeon's End type deck builder, where you start with like 5
like
or
Ascension
7
or something, where you start with like 7 or 8, then you build them up and buy them as you go.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it is addictive. Like I was sitting there getting my cards going, I started seeing like, synergy between certain cards.
Oh man!
You get to a point where every time you find a campfire in a dungeon run, you can either rest to get hit points back, or you can use a blacksmith to upgrade a card. And wanting to see what the upgraded version is for all the cards, again, very addictive. I had some things going in that path, man. I'm telling you, I had a rampaging ironclad. It was glorious. This isn't even the actual review of the game. I'm reviewing it in advance.
You just really liked it.
And it is really good.
It sounds like it's got everything that you like. You know what I mean? Like it's got like the cards, kind of board gamey gameplay with a bunch of other stuff, and that sounds cool.
Between this and For the King, I'm good. There are too many good games, people.
So I was on vacation, so I didn't get a chance to play a whole lot. So I'll give 2 recommendations at this point in the show. Before I left for vacation, I finished the game Just Shapes and Beats. It was on the PlayStation 4, but it's also on the Switch, and it's on, I think, Steam, with music by Chibi Tech.
Chibi Tech.
And the Animal Cannon, and it's really good. It's really, really, really good. And I finished the story mode, and I'm working my way through. I will be working my way through the challenges in that game. But yeah, so if you like music set to insane gameplay, it's essentially to dodge 'em up. It's like a shoot 'em up without the shooting. It's just dodge 'em up. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. The story mode's really funny. It's really cute. Play that. And then on vacation on iOS, I play a game called Alpha Bears.
What is Alpha Bears?
Alpha Bears. Yeah, it's like a really cute word game.
About cereal?
No, about bears.
In cereal?
It should be. I think there's a bear that eats cereal. There's different types of bears.
There's a cereal bear.
There's got to be a cereal bear.
Is there a soup bear?
No, but there's a car bear.
There's a car bear.
And is
there a truck bear?
Well, anyway, so
is there a gremlin bear?
There's a gremlin bear. There is a gremlin bear. So each bear gives you powers. Like one bear, like the super cool bear, will give you like bonuses for ending words with the letter S and making them plural. Like that kind of thing.
Basically, the easiest bonus to get in the game. Yeah, apples.
It is, but one of them is is a skeleton bear, and when you activate his power, he creates extra X's around the board, which give you or X's are more points.
So he doesn't remove the skin from all the letters. That was what I expected Skeleton Bear to do.
I just want to hear the letters like scream in terror. It's a very violent game. They're trying to get it pulled from iOS App Store. Netrunner, yeah. I do own Netrunner. I've only played it twice with my nephew, who's way too good at games and destroyed me. But yeah, we still have that. So those two games are great. I'm looking forward to getting into the games that Rob should play because I owe Purnell money for not playing them.
Dang right you do. Get some games played.
All right, Purnell. I'll talk more about my vacation soon, but we need to go on our next track. Purnell.
All right, so
what you got, or who do you have?
Who did you play? All right, so my next track is going to be from listener OK Impala.
OK Impala.
This track is from the game called Baroque, and the track's title is called Hold Baroque Inside. And surprisingly, I learned this because of him. This game was released on the Sega Saturn. I never knew that.
I thought it was only the Wii, but I didn't. Not until I did the research, I didn't know who the composer was.
Until now, and it is Masaharu Iwata. Holy pickles.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So here we go. Hold Baroque Inside.
the stars are falling from the sky. It's pandemonium out there, people. Hold your Baroque inside, nice and close.
That's what love is.
Holding your Baroque inside.
All the people in the
Where
world.
it's safe.
Sorry.
No, I was waiting for the rest of it. Like, all the people of the world, hold your Baroque inside. This is the game Baroque track title. Well, you know what it's called now, I hope. Hold Baroque inside. Suggested by OK and Paula for the Saturn and Wii, and possibly even PS2. Memory will lose me. And it was composed by Masaharu Iwata. Yet another game that I bought because I thought it would become scarce, but then never got around to playing it. But what I do know is that as a macabre roguelike game, where you're kind of like running around like a tower, and I feel like I recall your main character losing body parts for skills or something weird.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's a weird game.
Cool.
But the music definitely sets the tone in the sense that this is the kind of music I would have expected from an Atlas game back in that time frame, which this was an Atlas published game.
So Masaharu Iwata is one half of the group that's modernly known as Bass Escape. The other half is Hitoshi Sakamoto of the famed soundtracks Ogre Battle.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty great. So,
God, I want to get back to Ogre Battle. Never got past stage 10 though. I couldn't work those octopi.
So last week I was in Tennessee. Me and
Tennessee.
My wife Christy and I, we drove to Memphis from the East Coast.
They did not eat peanut butter and banana sandwiches
Like a
somehow.
sucker. No, I gotta tell you, we got down there, and we went immediately to bed because that's 16 hours in the car is my limit now. We woke up and we're like, "What do you want to do?" We're in Memphis. We should go see Graceland, right? It costs so much money to go into just to view
go into Graceland.
Yeah, to go into Graceland. And there's you spend like $25 and you can see his like cars and his planes. You spend this much money and you get like a guided tour to see his jumpsuit. It was going to be like $180 some dollars
just to see an old man's drawers.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I'm not that big of an Elvis fan.
Even if I was, I'm not paying that much to see somebody's underwear in a glass case. Forget that.
So,
like, you want to see Hitoshi Sakamoto's fingernail collection? It's here, man. 50 yen. Or it's like, maybe like more like 5,000 yen.
Yeah, 5,000.
5,000 yen, you can see his old fingernails in the jar.
If you're playing Shenmue, it's like, oh, fingernails, 500 yen. No, I don't think I'll take that.
I don't think I'll take
that.
Oh,
fingernails, 500 yen. Damn it, I pressed A again. So no, we had a really good time. We ended up napping a whole lot. We would just like wake up and then like we look for stuff to do, and then we come back and just be like, okay, we're just gonna read for a little while, and then we'll go back out again. And we just fall asleep.
We're getting older, folks.
But I gotta thank you because you came and checked in on the cats.
Those cats are hilarious. Well, most specifically, Archie.
Archie's hilarious, and then you also picked up our dog while we were out driving home, which we both really appreciate.
Elvis is awesome, by the way. Except he'll eat everyone that's not on the show.
So if you turn around, we both picked out a gift for you, and it's right behind you.
Wait, what?
It's been behind you this whole time.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Holy! Wow! It's a freaking boo stitch.
It's like a little rug.
It's a boo. It's a shy boo cross stitch.
It's like a
or a crochet.
It's like a rug. It's like a latch hook rug or something.
That is awesome. I can't put it at the front of the door because it would get nasty with the rain, but I'd find a place. It's really nice.
So we found like the only comic book shop in Memphis. We went in there and we were like,
and that was there?
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of cool stuff, and so we picked that up for you.
I do like me some booze, and it's very fitting with Mario Maker 2 on the horizon as well. Oh, man. Elvis is awesome, too. My little buddy. Though, for the record, he eats better than me, probably you.
Yeah.
This dog eats gourmet.
Well, he's 17 years old now. It's funny, I let off this whole section talking about how I'm not a big Elvis fan, but our dog's name was Elvis already, so. No, his name was King. We named him Elvis.
No, his name was Elvis King.
No, his name was just King.
Why'd you name him Elvis then? But didn't go to Graceland?
Because he was the king, so we called him Elvis. And then that's what stuck. Because King just didn't sound like a good name for a dog.
Trust me, it's a terrible name for a dog. But Elvis, and now I'm like, I can't knock you for that. I said I wouldn't go see Sakamoto nails, and you didn't go see Elvis draws. I think it balances out.
Well, Christy and I both really appreciate it.
Man, don't mention it, man.
So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And we also saw Endgame. Finally saw the new Avengers movie. So,
dude, can you believe these knuckleheads missed every spoiler?
Yeah,
that's been dropping for.
No, Christy knew. She did. But she's really good about like not telling me. She'll always be like,
did she do the fake out like,
no.
Oh my god?
No, she does this thing where she looks at me. She's like, I know something. I'm like, don't tell me. I'd like to be surprised. She's like, I know. But I wasn't like, this movie it wasn't exciting. It was fun. There's a lot going on. It was all right. Maybe it was just because there was a lot of hype around it. I'm not going to get into Endgame.
Chris Peterson says, you could have seen Elvis at home. Why even bother spending the money?
I will say, if you do go to Memphis, go to the Civil Rights Museum. It's incredible. It's super good. It's incredibly powerful. It's really, 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 really well done. Okay. And that was...
End scene.
Didn't really go to Memphis at all.
He just took his car and drove around the block for 3 weeks, or for a whole week.
For a whole week. No, we had a good time. All right, so I'm going to pick a track. Who did I not pick from? I did not pick from Wicked Sephiroth. Wicked Sephiroth chose for the show a game called The Theme Cloud of Darkness. This is the World of Darkness final boss from the game Final Fantasy XIV. Composed by Masayoshi Soken. Let's go. That's a solid block of audio, Purnell. I am impressed.
I was gunning for that.
And this is the Cloud of Darkness theme, World of Darkness final boss from the game Final Fantasy XIV, composed by Masayoshi Soken. This was chosen by Wicked Sephiroth. I hope I have the right track.
One thing worth mentioning.
Pretty sure I do.
No, you do. He would have told you if you didn't.
Oh, is he in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And he made an interesting point, which I didn't even realize. I've never beaten the game. So this track is a remix of the final boss theme from the original Final Fantasy III, not 6.
Okay. The NES or Famicom.
The Onion Knights.
Oh, neat.
So like I've never gotten through that game. In fact, that's one of the games I need to go back and play. So I would have never caught this.
We could say that it's composed by Nobuo Uematsu, and then it's arranged by Masayoshi Soken.
Give it to Yoshi.
Give it to Yoshi.
Give it to Yoshi.
So yeah, that's exciting. I gotta say, I saw the trailers for the new Super Mario Maker 2.
Yes.
And now I'm thinking, like, I need to get a Switch.
About freaking time! The Switch
because
is the beastmonger of consoles right now.
I was always super interested in Mario Maker. It just seems so neat. And now the new one has the multiplayer, which is awesome and sucks at the same time.
What do you mean?
Because you can't play with specific friends. You can only play with randos.
Are you sure?
I am positive. They released a statement.
That's kind of
saying,
well, you can do local, right?
I think you can do couch. I think you can do couch.
Couch is good enough then.
All right, yeah, that's still. Oh my gosh. But I'm excited because there's a lot of cool mechanics, and I've always wanted to try making Mario levels like with the tools they give you. And
I'm too lazy to. I end up just making a bunch of question blocks that just fill the stage, and you just like break ones like powers all over the place that do nothing. I'm very lazy when it comes to like creative stage design. I've never been that guy. I like breaking people's stages, but I'm not good at creating them.
So, yeah, so I'm interested in the Switch, but I'm also not interested in spending money. So who knows when it'll happen.
Persona 5.
Persona 5 will happen before the Switch happens for now.
Which means neither will ever happen. Yo, everybody!
It'll be at like my retirement party. Like, Rob, you've worked at this job for so many years, and you've so many life accomplishments, and we're here to raise a glass to you. And hey, where'd Rob go? He's in the other room playing Persona 5.
Press start to play.
Finally.
I finally jury-rigged this ancient 2019 television.
I can't. Where's Game Facts? I need to figure out how to beat this game.
Well, now it just pipes right into your retina, so good luck with that.
It's something about like game walkthroughs for older games get harder and harder to find.
No, but game FAQs is all still there.
Still there?
The FAQ I used for Persona 1 is the exact same one, mind you. It is still on game FAQs to this very day.
I started browsing through the Final Fantasy X wiki because there were some things that like I kind of knew but never really like fully explored, like some of the limit breaks for like Waka and stuff like that. Or I never got all the ultimate weapons, so I was just browsing through that, and I was like, oh, that's nice that it's all someplace. That's kind of cool.
Oh, here's a question. I got a question in regards to like how this, because it's related to this track in a sense.
Okay.
Have you ever played an MMO? Like aside from, because I know you're going to say it, aside from PSO.
Phantasy Star Online. Yeah, I think it's the only one I've ever played. I've only ever played that and Puzzle Pirates for the PC.
Yeah, because the reason why I wanted to say aside from PSO was because one, I knew you were going to say PSO.
Oh, I never played Final Fantasy 11. I never played World of Warcraft. I never played EverQuest. I never played Second Life.
It's weird. Like, to me, there's something to have tried one. Like, I don't think I could personally bring myself to go back.
You tried World of Warcraft, right?
Oh, I bought it the day it came out. I played it for, say, half a year or so.
Uh-huh.
And it was about 600 hours that I spent in that half a year. So that was a lot of time in one game playing it. I was obsessed with it. I just eventually stopped because my guild out-leveled me and they abandoned me and left me to fend for myself in the desert against Morlocks.
You know what, though? That sounds
hunting for a horse.
That sounds like my experience with Phantasy Star Online, so it's probably about the same.
Yep. But before that happened, and this is something that I feel like only MMOs can truly get right, is that sense of just a living world of people running around being stupid. You go to a town and it's just overpopulated with people fighting to get to the counter at the store. It's like real life where Except at least you can at least cut in line because the store clerk can somehow magically serve everyone at once.
So there's a Star Wars, or there was a Star Wars MMO that was really popular for a while, and I think they finally shut it down. But like it was crazy where like you could be like you couldn't just start out as a Jedi. You had to go out and like train and like level up to a certain spot. Or you could like be a space pirate type person and go and just
you could be a space pirate type person.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a space pirate?
It's but like kind of.
I mean, what else could it be?
I mean, like your options were really open. You could like be trading. You could be like attacking other players. But like there was a whole.
Do you attack them and steal their stuff?
Absolutely.
Do you do it in space?
In space, absolutely.
You're a space pirate.
A type of space pirate.
That's all you are.
So is Han Solo a pirate?
Yes.
Is Han Solo a pirate?
I think he's a smuggler, actually, isn't he?
He's a smuggler. Come on.
Which may as well be a pirate. They didn't want to say pirate because people would have been like, well, actually, you can't really be a pirate in space. You have to be a seafaring pirate. Like, no, actually, you can be a space pirate.
Well, actually, in the original Star Wars, he was a type of space pirate.
A particular type. Oh, that voice will never get old.
It'll never get old, and I don't care who has to listen to it.
It's a great voice.
All right, what's your last track?
All right, so
here we go. All right, here we go.
Zimbalabala! I actually brought a track from the EB Electric Boogaloo. And fun fact, when he submitted it, he actually said, "Don't make it the end episode track."
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad.
And funny enough, it actually is a track that I liked enough. Even if it's the end track, it's still a good track. That's why we pick it. But I wanted to take him up on his wish. This is in the episode proper. And this track is from the game Motor Toon Grand Prix.
Never heard of this.
I loosely did. I saw a cover art for it at the store, but I never wanted to take the plunge to buy it.
Sounds like it could be like a type of kart racer.
It is a kart racer. I'll get to that in a minute, though.
Okay.
The track title is called Toon Village, and I guess it's also used in the Snow Village stage. It's for the PlayStation 1, and it's composed by Seiji, Toda, and Hideya Nagata. Snow Village, whichever your preference, from the game Motor Toon Grand Prix. Composed by Seiji Toda and Hideya Nagata for the PlayStation 1, submitted by listener EB Electric Boogaloo. So, I never played this game, but I did see it on the shelf regularly at Walden Software.
Well,
that long ago.
So this game really wasn't it wasn't moving, it wasn't.
Well, you got to figure it like this. It's for the same reason why. Well, I think I'm in the minority in this case at least, but it's the same reason I never played Crash Team Racing. And there was a period where there were so many games that were trying to get that that cartoon cart money, because it was a popular genre even back then. Everybody wanted a piece of the pie. There was games like Garfield Racing and
that's crazy. Actually, after the Super Mario Kart on the Super NES came out, there were tons of clones on the PC that were kart racing games done in that same style with cartoony characters. Mm-hmm. And then they did it again on the N64.
And more followed.
And it's still awesome. So all these more clones and games in that style. It created its own genre, really.
Yeah, Mario Kart officially created the kart racing genre of games.
Before we had first-person shooters, we just had games that we used to call Doom clones because we just felt like they were clones of Doom.
That is true. We didn't even call them FPSs back then.
No.
And it's we
had to come up with our own language.
And this game was one of the many kart racers back then. Mm-hmm. So I'd see on the shelf and I was like, this could be interesting, but I'm our money is limited and there's another RPG waiting to be picked up, which is kind of hypocritical when you really think about it. I don't want another kart racer. I want to get another RPG instead.
Well, that's where your interests were. Still are, right?
Yeah,
just about close to.
It's still, I think, my top genre of choice at this day and age.
I've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of revivals of different game types, like platformers and Metroidvanias and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think we'll see a revival of kart racers?
We kind of already are, though they're not covered in the same vein. So, for example, we got the Crash Team Racing reboot coming out next month. Well, I guess technically this month when this episode releases. We have Mario Kart 8 still getting fanfare and play. We just had the Sonic Racing game, even though they're driving cars. Let's be real.
Right.
It's technically kart racing.
It's kart racing, yeah.
We want to give it Sonic love. But kart racing hasn't gone anywhere. It's just they've reduced the releases, and everyone that does come out is just a very polished game, except there are some wacky ones that you just never heard of. There's one called All-Star Fruit Racing.
Oh, that sounds great.
Everyone drives fruit and attacks with fruit.
Are we back to our original discussion about having more games with fruit and vegetables in them?
Oh, yeah. All kinds of healthiness going on.
That sounds good.
It's amazing.
I love it.
And this game, though, admittedly, I would like to see this come back in a present-day design with present-day graphical quality and such, because when I looked up footage of this game, it had all the traditional tropes of PS1 3D, which is screen tearing and lost textures and the like.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of personality. The cars, when they were driving, they would actually bop like they were animated. One of my favorite cars that I came across was the Penguin Brothers. Was two snarky looking penguins driving a roadster.
Oh, that's cool.
There was quality here. There was quality under the hood.
Under the hood.
I had
for now. You're off the team.
I know. I am the weakest chuckler.
Get in your go-kart
and eat some mushrooms. Hit the mushroom trail.
Oh man, well, yeah.
I would like to see this come back with more love and more flavor.
I want to explore the soundtrack a little bit more. Electric Boogaloo has an incredible ear for this stuff. I'm not sure if he's constantly exploring soundtracks or if he's
I got to mention this by the way.
If he's got a library of music in his head that he's just constantly pulling stuff out. What's that?
Random thought that just came up because Wicked Sephiroth goes, the new Doom is phenomenal, which I'll admit I need to go back and play more of the new Doom because it's me we're talking about here. But I will say that if you liked Doom, you should try Rage 2. The reason why I say that is because while it's not Doom, you're not on an alien planet fighting monsters, it does use a lot of the awesome aspects of the Doom combat system, like how I want you to play aggressively.
Yeah.
And a number of the weapons are just pretty wacky guns.
Yeah, the tactics are forcing you towards just run at everybody and take them all out.
Oh, yeah. The resource you use to upgrade your guns, you get it when you kill guys, but it doesn't stick around long. So if you're the type of person that likes to just hang off for cover in the back and just pick guys off, you'll never get resources to upgrade your gun. So you have to be in the thick of it while playing smart. it's a little dicey, especially on hard mode like I typically play. But basically I just wanted to mention that since he said that he thought Wicked Sarah thought that the new Doom is a great game.
So if you're into that, Rage 2.
Rage 2 would be a good follow up to that if you're looking for more Doom action.
Huh. Well, it is getting a little. That's not getting late, but I am fading out. So I'm going to fade this track down, and we're going to get into the part of the show that we call the bonus round.
Bonus round. It's the bonus round.
Yeah.
Far Cry 4.
The bonus round is the part of Far Cry 4.
It's the part of Far Cry 4 where you go out and liberate your favorite games and remixes and covers from the evil Taliban armies of the island of Sakamoto.
No, that's Far Cry Far. Actually, though, the bonus round is the part of the show where we play covers and remixes and arrangements based on our theme. And I was very bad and did not do that, and instead picked another track from our friend Chris Murray.
Well, the man submitted some awesome tunes. I don't think you picked it, but I almost kind of wish you picked the track from Trails of Cold Steel because that battle theme is pretty sweet.
I did not because he also sent us a track from the game Dead Cells.
Ooh, a game about batteries.
A game about like you're trying to change the TV with your remote and it doesn't work. And it's got Dead Cells.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, everybody.
You'll be here for the next 3 hours, everybody.
And I'd like to announce my retirement from the world of comedy podcasting.
Never again.
And I'll start on my career at NPR. All right, now, this is a track from Dead Cells. It's called formerly known as Assassin. This is on the Switch and the PS4, and it's composed by Yoann Laulan. Laulan! Yoann! And this is picked by Chris Murray. What's up? Thank you. was formerly known as Assassin from the game Dead Cells, composed by Yoann Laulan, and this was chosen by Chris Murray. Chris Murray picked a bunch of tracks from games he's just currently playing right now and that he's really into.
It definitely showed that Chris Murray has great taste in games because pretty much every game he lists is like, I like that game, I like that game, I like that game too. Yeah.
See, I'm
playing that game right now.
I gotta aspire to be more like Chris Murray, to play more games.
You gotta play games. You just have to play games.
I know. I know. There's an online DDR tournament I'm entering, and so that's all. I got
same
not just a tournament. I have to train for it because it's like marathon level.
Oh, so like one of those like level 18 tracks that just plays for 3 hours?
Yeah, it just goes on.
Why do they do that?
So then you finish it, and based on the steps you've completed and all the modifications you put on the track, you earn experience points, and you can spend gold that you earned for like items to use on the next track. It's pretty cool. They've actually updated.
They got very elaborate.
They've updated the themes to have QR codes at the end of your track. You can just scan it with your phone, and it gets into their system.
Huh.
Yeah, they've. That's the only reason I'm like, I'll try this now. Anyway, that's DDR. This is Dead Cells, and I want to play Dead Cells because it
has a DDR mode.
I could play it with my feet.
You could. I played Crypto and Nectar Dancer with my feet.
Might not be very good at it because I only have 4 buttons on that pad, but I could get I could dodge. Maybe.
Yeah, because once you get to a room that made you kill guys to progress, you'd be kind of screwed.
I'm gonna be
or jump
like a VR helmet with like the hand things and jumping on my pad. No, that was a good pick. I really like the crazy dramatic music. It makes me really interested and curious. I haven't seen a lot of gameplay of this game. I just know that I'm going to enjoy it.
If I brought the card, I'd show you before I left.
All right. So what's the track that you picked?
So Soulless Sanctuary hit me with a pretty slick one that I almost didn't listen to because I felt it would spoil the game for me. Even though I admit I don't know when the heck I'm ever going to get to this game because I'm like 3 games behind in the franchise, but I still own them. So that track is from the game Etrian Odyssey Nexus, and apparently this is a remix that the original composer Yuzo Koshiro did for the track.
Yes.
And the track title itself is called Turmult the Slaughtered.
And this is like a Sega Genesis version of that track, and he put up on his personal YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like Yuzo Koshiro, like because he's not just really proud of his work in the past, but like he's doing new stuff and he's exploring like what he can do now with the old hardware, and then what he with his new skills, things that he's learned. It's cool.
He does it well.
I like to see artists, trying new things. So yeah, let's listen.
Oh, baby.
Oh, boy.
That was a gem.
That was when that guitar kicked in, that was the best.
What the heck are we talking about? We're talking about Turmult the Slaughtered. Man, that just sounds brutal. From the game Etrian Odyssey Nexus. This is a remix of that track, composed by the man who also composed the original, Yuzo Koshiro, and submitted by listeners Soulless Sanctuary. This is Peach. This is a peachy keen, Rooney Keen, bee's knees selection.
It's got so
other
many
cool, nice words.
It's got the drum fills. It's got the guitar. It's got the cool solos. Even the ending.
It's got the Turmult.
It's got the Turmult. That's probably it's turn it up. It's got that thing at the end where it goes ding ding ding. It sounds like a high fantasy, but like 80s like fantasy movie. Like it's cool. That hits a spot.
It's amazing, honestly. The Etrian Odyssey games, they don't change like pretty much at all. Like they look nicer. And you get new character types, which means they get new skills. But ultimately, the core mechanic never changes. And yet, by that same token, if I'm not overly inundated with stuff, I could easily just play these ad nauseum. Like, cause they're dungeon crawler boiled down to like their purest essence, and they are peachy keen. I just feel like I have an excuse to say peachy keen, so I'm just going to keep exploiting it.
It's just peachy. Jinkies.
Zoinks even.
We're talking about Skitchin. I wonder if we're on that much of a delay.
No, I think everyone's just like obsessed with the thought of the game Skitchin now.
Yeah, so the guitar came in and reminded me of Skitchin, and cracked Pernell up for a minute there.
Fun fact, I adored Skitchin back in the day. I'm not sure if the general public mocked it or what.
I mean, it was pretty ridiculous, but it's a cool game.
It made me want to do it, which is very scary because it is not safe at all. Like the idea behind Skitching. Like,
it's awful. The worst idea.
60-mile-an-hour car. Can your roller skate wheels actually keep up? Probably not.
Oh my god.
But I always wanted to. I think the closest I ever got was I did try to like take like a cardboard box and like ride on it because I have a darn skateboard or roller skates. My feet were too big for skates. But I did try to like see, okay, let's see if this cardboard box will slide across the ground. You know what ended up happening? I didn't make it past like 15 miles an hour. It was terrible. Cardboard box surfing. Yeah.
I did that when I couldn't find my sled and after it snowed. And so I got like a cardboard box to try to jump on it and like jump down the hill. And of course it didn't really move. So you jump on the hill onto the box and you think that the box is going to keep sliding down the hill, but instead you just fall straight over into your face. But yeah, you're a kid, you know.
Got a question that makes me think. Did Skitchin, the game design idea, did it come from an actual thing they did in California? Because it would have had to be in California.
I'm sure people have done silly.
But
Back to the Future.
But there's people that...
They're Skitchin in Back to the Future.
Yeah, but he had a hoverboard, which kind of changes things. I was right, the first one he did use this. He did Skitch originally.
Yeah, he took
took the kid's scooter.
Yeah.
Wow, gnarly dude. But oh god, I can't believe I just did that. But hey, like you are right about it. He did do it in that movie. But I feel like that was more about him trying to get away from guys, not I want to do this for fun. So that's what I mean. Like is there like a group of like,
it's cooler because he was doing it for like pleasure, not for like escaping baddies, right?
Yeah, because I mean the game Skitchin was people doing it to win money in a contest that some psycho put on for kids to injure themselves.
It's a cool. I mean. Have I played it? I get it. Make it my mind. I get it mixed up with Road Rash. But
yeah, well, at the same vein, EA did both games franchises, and Skitchin was almost an offshoot of Road Rash. It pretty much was an offshoot of Road Rash. I honestly preferred Skitchin to Road Rash. I'll say it. And I regret that it didn't make it beyond its initial.
You never got a Skitchin 2? Skitch harder.
We should have, because again, it was the better game.
Skitchin 3, the Alien Wars.
Oh God, that would have been great. You ran a risk of being teleported to an alien planet to skitch saucers in space where friction didn't exist.
We have been to many planets, and none were as radical as yours.
Gnarly! God, 80s.
All right, well,
or in this case, 90s.
But in the 90s, totally. For more information on the bonus round part of our show, go to rhythminpixels.com, where we have links to Bandcamps and SoundClouds and everywhere where you can download music and support the artists.
Tubular!
Rockin' Skitchin'! right, thanks for joining us on episode 18-6 of Rhythm and Pixels. Our
Patreon spaghetti. Bar mitzvah?
Meatballs.
Patreon spaghetti and meatballs bar mitzvah extravaganza extraordinaire.
Well, I want to say this is like the start of summer. This is like the endless
Rhythm
day.
and Pixels, was it Patreon solstice?
The solstice. Yeah, there you go. Patreon solstice. This is like our endless days of video game music.
Oh.
Endless summer.
Endless summer. And how?
Oh, that's great. So we had some great music. We have our listeners have excellent taste.
Yes, they
As always,
do.
we're constantly reminded.
Keep sending us more music. So I'm going to tell you right now, there were a number of tracks this episode. There's been like this in other episodes too, so it's not like I'm like, well, those ones meant nothing. But this episode had a number of really good picks from a number of tracks that I've never heard prior to today. Even tracks that we did not pick were like, these are really good tracks.
Yeah.
It's like just as much as we like ever occasionally be like, hey, throw this track out there. I mean, it's cool for the Patreons. Like, hey, just send a bunch of episodes, send a bunch of tunes in for us to check out because it's good for us to put them back out there for you guys to listen to and just kind of sharing this with each other. But also, it just opens our eyes to just gains that and this sea of options that we have. That there are still a few that we can still dip our toes into.
Yeah, it opens our eyes to maybe choices that games that we may not have looked at, or maybe have forgotten about, or even some games that are maybe that we have thought about. But we're like, maybe we played all the music from that, but still, like there's some classics, Like there's still classics are classics for a reason.
I love this. I love this so much. By the way, so Rick and Sephiroth is listening to this track at work, or this episode at work.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel good because, to me, this is the kind of thing I like to hear about when people doing. Like, okay, I'm at work. Work's a pain in the butt right now, like doing this mess.
Yeah.
But here's this cool podcast with my friends. We're all hanging out, listening to some tunes together. Helps the day go by. It feels good.
I'm glad that we can help out in a little way. So
Better believe it.
yeah, for all of our listeners, thank you so much for listening to our show, and for those of you who are supporting us, that's amazing.
And thank you for just being awesome people. And if you're somehow happen to not be an awesome person and you don't realize, just become awesome because
we'll make you awesome.
You better believe it, or you have it in you to be awesome. You just don't know.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's got to get through those layers.
Like an onion, because onions are gross. But once you get outside the onion,
once you get
awesome.
the deep core of the onion, it's like amazing.
Well, yeah, Rob likes onions.
We're gonna break you down.
I'm saying get out of the onion because it's holding you back.
Get out
and
of
it
the
stinks. Onions are gross.
If you
don't
like
eat them.
I don't. I love them.
I think most of humanity does. I'm
do.
just the outlier there.
That's okay. I mean, I don't like a lot of cheese.
I love me some
Which
cheese.
is crazy.
I'm a good man.
You are a good man. Good, very, very good man.
All right, there, Buster Groove.
All right. Yeah, very, very good. All right. If you'd like to get in contact with us, best way to do so is by email. So if you have a track suggestion, a topic suggestion for an episode, or if you are an artist or a remix artist and would like to send us your work and we can promote it on the show, please send us an email.
rhythmandpixels@hotmail.com.
If you'd like to see a full track listing of all of our episodes, access to all of our episodes, and links to everything else that we're doing, Purnell's reviews at paypoorplayer.com, links to our Discord. You can buy t-shirts. We got t-shirts with our logos on it, and the YouTube station where we have 24/7 video game music, just 8-bit and 16-bit classics playing on that station. Go to the website
rhythmandpixels.com.
That's all of that there. Check us out on social media. It's Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It's Rhythm and Pixels, all one word. That's always cool. And if you'd like to support the show, share it with your friends or hit the subscribe button. That's always great. Or you can go to patreon.com/rhythmandpixels, and there you get access to a live streamed recording of an episode every month, usually at the end of every month, because that's just how things happen to work out. And like this episode is live streamed. So we'd like to thank all of our Patreon subscribers. That Nick Walker, Alex, the Messenger, Stephen Miller, the Autistic Gamer 89, Cameron Worma, Christopher Senstrom, Damian Beckles, Bobby Arson of the One Up Funk, Wicked Sephiroth, and OK Impala.
I'll be yours.
Featuring Kung Fu Carlito.
Slowly merge into like a Casey Kasem voice.
Yeah. Of the Heroes 3 podcast. Henrik Anderson. I can't do a Casey Kasem.
You were already there!
And Henrik Anderson.
Yeah.
Of the Camouflage Commodore 64 podcast.
Or like the Pepperidge Farm guy. You have Henrik Anderson.
And we got Michael Bridgewater from the Forever Sound Version podcast.
Now you're like a 1970s radio news announcer.
And I'd like to thank Brian Pitt, Morton Gangso, Chris Murray, Jupiter Jazz, Solace Sanctuary,
John Jackal.
And I'd like to thank Mix 6 Master, John Jackal, Joe Vasallo, Chris Steenerson,
and
David Smith. Let me tell you about David Smith.
I love that.
No, this is getting a little wacky. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. So just a reminder, June 21st, 2019. It's a Friday at 7:30 p.m. You can see us at Too Many Games, Panel Room 2. That's at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center. We'll be recording the show live. And then in Philadelphia at the Philadelphia Podcast Festival on July 20th. That's a Saturday, 4 p.m. It's called the Indie Hall on Market Street. We'll be doing the podcast there too, alongside I'm not sure who. It's a big thing.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious to see how this is going to play out.
It's going to be cool. So a whole lot of podcasts. It's going to be a big party. It's like a co-working maker space. I'm not sure. So it's going to be cool. And then possibly Retro World in Connecticut in September. We'll be hanging out with Ed Wilson and Mike Levy and probably Cameron Werman again. And it's going to be awesome. So look out for that. Rhythm and Pixels World Tour 2019.
When we say world, we mean like one segment of one time zone in one country.
When we drove through Tennessee, we drove through Nashville, and that's close to where, what's his name? Oh my God, Chris. No,
you're talking about Mad Gear.
Cameron Childs.
Yes.
and the Mad Gear. We drove through Metro City.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That would have been awesome if you were able to meet up for a bit.
I know. We chatted about it. It just wasn't going to work out. So, but if we're coming through your town, I want to say hello. And if your town happens to be Philadelphia, that's where we're going to be.
If your town happens to be Florida in July, I will be there. Thanks to some help in Orlando.
We'll be there for you.
Yeah, buddy.
And you.
But maybe not that guy. His breath smells like onions.
Yeah.
Stop eating onions. They're gross.
They're the best. Thanks for listening. Well, thanks for listening to Rhythm and Pixels. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
Have a great week.
And remember, summertime looms. It's coming faster than you think. In fact, I think it's already here. And for better or worse, a lot of what goes into summertime for folks is vacations. More to be specific, expensive, pricey vacations. However, we don't all have that money. And they might be going out and doing crazy, wild stuff. And you might think that means that you don't really have much to look forward to with the summertime as a result of that. And that is hokum malokum. You don't need a ton of money to have fun during the summer. You don't need to go to an extravagant location to feel like you're actually having some sort of summertime adventure. Go to a local park, grill in your backyard, or in a local park. Eat something you don't usually eat. Make fun with what you've got and create experiences with what you have access to around you. Because whether you're doing it in like freaking Florida and Key West, or you're doing it in, I don't know, Niles, Illinois, it's still your life and you should have fun with it. As much fun as you can and make the experiences worth what they are. So enjoy your blooming summer, play some games, do some crazy stuff, keep it affordable because money don't grow on trees. That's it.
Pernell's words of wisdom over.
No, stop.